Alright, so here we are again. Top of the 7th. Bill Robinson to lead things off against Gary Nolan. And Pittsburgh trails 3-1. They need a rally here. Rolls a 23-28. That's a grounder to Concepcion. There is one down. APBA trying to get things started. A 45-14. Again, Nolan with the extra excellent control rating. Makes it a 2-0 count instead of the walk. This time Ott rolls an 11-0-66-1. Nolan has a very meager chance to knock that homer down. He does not. It is a homer for Ed Ott. And the lead has been cut to 1. 3-2 game here in the top of the 7th. Tim Foley now. A 41-28. That's a grounder to short, and that brings up Grant Jackson. With the Pirates trailing and Romo and Tecovy in the pen, it is a pinch hitter time. Looking at their options here, John Milner has a big bat against right-handers, but there's nobody on and 2 outs. I'm a little hesitant to do that. I'm going to go with Manny Sanguillen. See if Manny can do something for the Bucs. So he steps up with 2 gone. Also 41-24, he grounds to Concepcion. And that is, of course, the 3rd out. So it's the 7th inning stretch in Cincinnati with the Reds leading 3-2. And the Pirates need a pitcher. That will be Enrique Romo. He will bat in the 9th spot where Sanguillen just was. Joe Morgan will lead things off in the bottom of the 7th. He rolls a 26-14. He gets the walk on a very unique number. So Morgan stands at first. There's Johnny Bench. Bench rolls a 66-1. Romo cannot stop it. That is a 2-run shot. Bench has found his power. The Big Red Machine takes a 5-2 lead. That was 2-run shot. So let's see here. That is a fatigue roll for Romo. He has lost a point on his grade, going from a 14 to a 13. There is still no outs in the bottom of the 7th. He walks Foster. So Romo, needless to say, is struggling. Here's Tony Perez. He rolls a 36-33 secondary rating. Romo gets a strikeout. He gets an out. 1 out man on first for Geronimo, who rolls a 65-35 pop out. 2 down for Concepcion. A 15-11. Foster scampers over to 3rd. Romo is fatigued again. This time he loses 2 more points. He's a grade 11, and Concepcion will try to swipe that base, which he does. So the Reds have men at 2nd and 3rd and 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th and a 5-2 lead. Gary Nolan will bat for himself. See if he can help himself. He rolls a 34-31 fly out to Marino. But Bench's 2-run shot has given the Reds some breathing room with a 5-2 lead after 7. Top of the 8th, Nolan will face Omar Marino. A 44-8 and a grade 13. An excellent Cox roll is an A. He pops out. 1 down, Phil Garner. 53-18, unusual play. 35-36 is a ball. Ball 1. Roll again. 51-8 against the grade 12. This time it's a bad Cox roll of 41. So Nolan gives up the single to Garner. And here's Dave Parker. A 44-7. Only a Cox roll can stop that. Grade 12 plus 1 is 13. A 34-13 is a B. So that does not do the job. That is a single. And the Bucs have men at the corners now suddenly with 1 out, and their big boy, Willie Stargell, pops his up with a chance to tie the game. Gary Nolan has excellent control. He's pitched 118 pitches. The Reds have a great bullpen. We're going to let Nolan pitch, but knowing Sparky Anderson, this may be his last batter, Captain Hook. 22-6 is a double. He doubles in 2 runs, and he makes the score 5-4, and that is all for Nolan. He's got to come out. So the Reds have to look at options here. We have Madlock coming up. We got all right-handers coming up. So Raleigh Eastwick and Clay Carroll appear to be the 2 strong options, and we're going to go with Raleigh Eastwick. So Eastwick is in the game with the tying run at second. That is Stargell, who is slow. He's going to play it safe. And Bill Madlock at the dish. A 56-34 secondary roll is a strikeout. So Stargell stands there as the tying run with 2 gone, and we're going to let him run with 2 outs. Bill Robinson, 14-30, flies the lefty, strands Stargell. So the Reds are clinging to the 5-4 lead with Romo on the mound against Charlie Hustle in the bottom of the 8th. A comebacker on the secondary roll becomes a strikeout. So Rose whiffs 1 down. Ken Griffey, 46-13, he also strikes out. There's 2 down. And here's Morgan. A 14-30 is a fly to left. The Reds go down 1-2-3. So we go to the top of the 9th with the Reds clinging to a 5-4 lead. Eastwick on the mound to face Ed Ott. Let's see how the Pirates start their inning. A 44-7 is a single. So he leads it off with a base hit. And here's Foley. I think we get a bunt here. Foley will square. He rolls a 64-32. That is a 5-3 sacrifice. And it moves the tying run into scoring position with Romo due up. And I think now it's John Milner time. So John Milner will come up and see if he can tie up this game. Meanwhile, the Reds have the option of Will McEnany, a lefty, to face Milner, who's a left-handed hitter, so we're going to bring him in. So he comes in trying to save the game for Cincinnati. Milner is going to stay at the plate even though it's lefty and lefty. And we'll see what he does here. Rolls a 32-26. It's a grounder to second. And Ed Ott moves over to third. So we have Omar Marino against Will McEnany in the top of the 9th with 2 outs. Let's see if Marino can bring him in. He rolls a 45-14, and McEnany cannot stop the walk. So that puts him in at first and third, and it's another decision time. A hit and run is an option. You'd hate to see Marino get thrown out by bench to end the game, but it would open up holes for Phil Garner. And I think that's what we're going to call. We're going to call the hit and run with 2 outs, men at the corners, and Pittsburgh trailing by 1. Here's a big roll for Phil Garner. He rolls a 12-25. It is a ground out to second. This game is over. McEnany saves it for the Reds, who take it 5-4. The line score, Reds 5 runs on 10 hits with no errors. The Pirates 4 runs on 10 hits with no errors. Gary Nolan gets the win to go to 5-0, 7 1/3 innings, 4 runs, 4 earned runs. And McEnany gets the save, his 5th of the year. Jim Bibby takes the loss. He's 2-4. And that is all here from Janesville, Wisconsin, as once again the 75 Reds defeat the 79 Pirates in a great game, 5-4.